Before Egypt sent soldiers to meet an enemy, it could do something colder. Write that enemy's name onto clay. Give the threat a little body, tie its hands, and break it. Welcome back to the sands, where history gets strange, because tonight the battlefield shrinks down to a bowl, a shard, a kneeling figurine. This was not just magic. This was Pharaoh's security paperwork. Buried beneath the sand, something was waiting. Lists of names scratched onto pottery, bowls, and clay objects. Foreign rulers, rebel leaders, cities that looked too dangerous from the Nile Valley. Hostile peoples sitting beyond Egypt's borders like open case files. And in Egypt, a name was not a label. It was a handle the gods could grab. So, once that name was written, the target was entered into an ancient watch list, inked like a royal database long before paper trails had filing cabinets. Then the paperwork escalated. The file got a body. Archaeologists have found clay figurines shaped like bound captives, arms pulled behind the back, knees bent. Bodies already posed in defeat before the real person ever reached an Egyptian fort. Some carried enemy names across their surfaces, like charges written directly onto skin. Tiny prisoners, tiny trials. A miniature execution scene small enough to hold in Pharaoh's hands, which is honestly the creepiest kind of government memo. And then came the strike. The bowl was not broken because it was useless. It was broken because that was the point. These objects could be smashed, buried, burned, stabbed, or sealed away, as if the ritual itself was a shredder grinding up the threat before it crossed the border. Egypt was not filing these dangers away for later. It was destroying the case file in the gods' courtroom, where the accused did not get a defense attorney, because the judge was cosmic order itself. Historians agree on this part. The objects existed, the names were written, and the rituals were meant to harm or neutralize the people named. The rest is where things get interesting, because execration texts cluster around fear. Border anxiety, foreign enemies, unstable regions, internal rebellion, royal control. Pharaoh ruled the battlefield, yes, but also the unseen realm. Soldiers guarded roads, forts watched deserts, priests attacked names. That is the real shock hiding in the clay. This may be theory, but the question is real. How much of Egyptian power depended on making fear visible? A rival king becomes a line of ink. A dangerous city becomes a curseable object. A rebellion becomes something you can snap in half. Ancient Egyptians did not just build monuments, they built messages. And some messages were written so they could be destroyed. But one clue changes the whole picture. The curse failed at hiding the record. Broken shards found by archaeologists still preserve the names the ritual tried to erase. Egypt tried to delete its enemies. Instead, it saved the blacklist in clay. So, execration texts reveal an Egypt where magic, bureaucracy, paranoia, and border defense fused into one weapon. Egypt's borders were guarded by soldiers, forts, and deserts, but also by a shadow office made of clay, ink, names, and fear. These fragments are not trash. They are pieces of Pharaoh's supernatural hit list, and somehow the blacklist survived longer than the enemies on it. Keep following the investigation into what Egypt buried, erased, staged, and weaponized, from royal propaganda to cursed names. And remember, the sands still keep their secrets.